144 cubits, the measurement of a human, that is of an angel. Okay? God made man in his image. What did our ancestors mean by this? It's no secret that as humans we are not reliant, but we are interdependent with the natural cycles of the earth and the greater forces that are above us. Okay? And so if you study nature around you and you study astronomy, you notice that everything around us has its cycles. Okay? And those cycles, they affect our lives, right? And so anything that goes on with the earth, whether it be its volcanoes, its water, our atmosphere, that ultimately affects us. Anything that goes on with us as a collective, where we at, if we're fighting, if we are in a state of harmony, that goes on to have effects onto the earth. Okay? And so what the scriptures meant by that is that we were not made by this imaginary creator, but we are a part of the creator. Okay? So we have the macrocosm and the microcosm. Okay? And so for those of you who've ever seen fractals or sacred geometry like this, you will realize that the greater scales, like if you see how these circles are lined up in the same way, they're pretty much lined up the same way. Okay, there's like two cubes here. You'll see a lot of the same patterns play out and just go smaller and smaller and smaller, like if you ever seen a spiral. Okay, and so that's what God meant by that. You know, a great example. This is an example from Alan Watts. Okay, he said, imagine you have clay, right? And that clay is God. And then you create a pot, and you design the pot, you color the pot. Many people will say, oh, that's a vase. It's beautiful. They separate the clay from the pot, but the clay and the pot is one. It's the same thing with the creator. Many people they look at the creator of what made the creation, and they separate it. They say, okay, this is a creation and this is the creator. But the creator is the creation. Okay? Just like the music of the violin is the violin. There's no difference. Right? And so if you can really open up your heart to receive and to accept that, then it would be no surprise as to why we are in the times that we're in. Why we're seeing reflected so much going on in the world. Okay, if you watch my last video, you see that we're up against so many odds, from climate change to wars to global recession to food shortages. All of these things just piling up on the collective, and we continue to compartmentalize it and think that it's its own problem. But the more we compartmentalize it, is the more that we separate ourselves from the root of the problem, and inevitably each other. Okay, that is how Western medicine and Western way of handling things is practiced. And now that I have this saying called the westernized world, okay, now we see that all around the world of like compartmentalization. Okay, and we don't need a pill to fix any of the problem, to not fix, but to mask the symptoms. But we need to get and to address the root cause, which is we're losing our relationship with ourselves, and inevitably relationship with the world around us. Okay, and so unless we can open up our hearts and to see each other as natural and healthy parts of nature, then we can go ahead and work together to create change. Otherwise, it will continue to again be split in half, and it'll always be seen as versus. Okay, And so I clearly see that the forces which we call the matrix, right? The From the dictators, the people who are controlling all of these wars and things like that, to the soldiers that fight them, to the laws created by these political figures, to the political figures, all of it, the whole round of what we call and understand as the matrix. They are a natural and healthy part of society. What they are doing is creating the right environment for a paradigm shift, okay? For thousands of years of trauma from our ancestors, they're kind of milking that and allowing us to shift that paradigm. You know, when you put so much pressure on something, you transform it, okay? Like a diamond, you put lots of pressure on a coal for long enough intense pressure, it turns into a diamond, okay? And so, those of you who don't know, we're shifting into the age of Aquarius. And so, as we know, we have our cycles, and then there's the animals around us have their cycles. Then, you know, there's our solar system cycles from the Earth's orbit, and then there's greater cycles of the sun cycles, okay? Cycles of the sun enter into different ages or the different zodiac signs. Okay, and as that happens, the earth goes through changes, and that changes reflect to us. Okay, I've been seeing in my third eye vision a lot on the DNA strand in the X chromosome. Okay, a lot of you are having crazy visions right now, visions of extraterrestrial beings. You guys are seeing Jesus. You guys are seeing catastrophes happen and things like that, not understanding how to put the pieces together. But that is the earth's way of communicating to us and letting us know that our time is slowly fading, how much time we have to come together as a collective to ground in, you know, positivity, and to change some of our ways from just taking so much of and destroying the land and destroying each other. We have very little time because the earth is shifting, and everything that is a part of the matrix, it will fall, okay? Because we're entering a new age, and not only that we're entering a new age, but we're entering an age where we will see a reset, because we're on the halfway mark. As you see, the earth has two access points, right? The north and the south pole. And so if you can just imagine that through the earth's precessional cycle, it's wobbling. And so when it gets to that its halfway mark before completing its full precession, it has what's called a reset, okay? And so that's when you see like the seasons change and things like that, okay? Because the what's it called? The north, the south would basically, like, if you can imagine the globe, it's kind of going like this, okay? So it's wobbling back and forth, almost like if you spin a top, and when you see it lose momentum, it starts to wobble, okay? So different parts of the earth is facing relative to the sunshine. So the seasons change around, and the parts of the earth that has, like right now it's summer in the north, then in the south it's winter, that would be flip-flop, okay? And so again, as the earth goes through these major shifts, we too ourselves are going through these shifts. So I really wanted to make this to let you guys know that you're sentient beings, and that in your cells, they are very intelligent. It has lots of information. That is why seeking the mysteries of life is not about reading all of these books or learning in such a rigid way, but it's about going within. That is how we learn about ourselves and the world around us, is from going within, okay? And so once you understand that, then you will seek to build a better relationship with yourself. Treat yourself well, treat those around you well, okay? Treat animals well. And you will continue to love and to become sensitive to the things around you. And your vibration will raise, okay? Your health will improve and things of that nature. Your life quality, your ability to manifest, all of these things will seem to fall into place so seamlessly, because what you're doing, you're really aligning with nature and in nature, we all have, there's fulfillment for us all because we all have a role in a special place, okay? So that being said, that's really all that I wanted to share, okay? I will continue to keep you guys updated with posts about what I see happening and things of that nature and sort. But other than that, all I can say is stay aware and try to spread awareness, okay? Do what you feel called to do and go in your heart to figure out what that is. Peace.